Okay, well, that was certainly a unique way to open the stream, wasn't it, everybody? For those of you who don't know, who are watching this on YouTube and you weren't here a few minutes ago, unfortunately, with some technical difficulties, I don't know what's going on for whatever reason, as I'm playing the Sims 3, as I'm playing the Sims 4 intro music during this commercial montage, the music actually was looping with itself. And I have absolutely no idea why it was doing that, and I'm hoping that it's not looping right now with my voice. Because I honestly have no idea what was causing it. That was really freaking weird. And yes, that was an airplane outside. Alright, everybody, so welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm still echoing. Am I still echoing, everyone? It's not looping. Yes, it is. No, it's not. What? No, it's not. Don't worry. It's fine. Echo the dolphin. No. I need to know if I'm echoing. People are saying, no, I'm not. One person is saying, yes, I am, and everyone else is saying no. So, one person apparently has the stream open twice in their own browser and thinks that I'm echoing. Okay. So anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody. And, you know, normally I would open the stream in a nice jovial manner and I would be all nice and happy and maybe I would bitch a little bit about what's going on in my daily life and, you know, that's usually what the opening of my streams would be. But today, unfortunately, we have to get a very serious subject out of the way before we can start with today's gaming festivities. So let me go ahead and I'm going to very briefly explain to you the situation. As you guys know, there's tons of people on the internet who don't like me for various different reasons. We're not even going to get into that because that's besides the point. It doesn't even matter, right? However, what we do need to talk about is that recently there's been this fad, okay? This fad of people who have been, unfortunately, to basically try to troll people. There's really no other reason that you would possibly do it. They would call local law enforcement of someone who they know who streams, okay? They would give the streamer's address and say that there was some kind of a violent crime going on, so get the police to basically take the call, the 911 call, and treat it as legitimate, because let's face it, when the local police department gets a call like that, they got to take it seriously, especially in light of all the recent shootings and things that have happened in the United States, okay? And they're basically, it's called swatting. They get the police department to storm someone's house and to basically interrupt the stream. Now, from what I'm to understand, now I wouldn't know, but from what I'm to understand, the reason that people think it's funny is because you get to see this all unfold on camera, right? The streamer usually has a face cam, and you get to see the cops come in, clear the building, put them in cuffs, and no one's been gotten, you know, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, you're not going to get into trouble for it. It's just the cops have to do their due diligence and show up and check out the area and make sure that everything's okay, right? So it's quite honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's more of a nuisance than anything else to the streamer. What it is a huge, major problem for is local law enforcement, because they literally had to drop everything they were doing, mobilize their SWAT team, come out, and do this check, which is completely unnecessary and quite honestly is completely and utterly ridiculous, because you're disrupting the well-being of an entire town or city or wherever this is. This just happened recently to one of the creatures, and the 2 schools nearby had to get evacuated. It's not funny. It's unsafe. It's ridiculous. It's a crime. It's actually a felony to do this, okay? And the fact that people think that this is anything that's funny is ridiculous. And in addition, I don't even think it should be called swatting, because what you're doing is you're giving it a catchy name that makes it sound like a fad. It should be called prank calling a police department and committing a felony. That's what it should be called, not a catchphrase that makes it sound cool and hip. Alright? So anyway, this has been happening to a few popular streamers, again, who face cam, and a few of them, it's actually gotten them, you know, having to shut down their streams. Some of them got Good Morning America because of it. Alright? But it's awful, because God forbid something serious actually happens. What if there actually was a crime being committed? What if actually a fire broke out and now the local law enforcement can't get to that legit crime because some dickhead little kid called in a prank call to the police and they're mobilizing the SWAT team, right? And this is a major problem because we now live in a digital age where, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but law enforcement has not caught up with. The law enforcement, for the most part, especially in the United States, is antiquated. They rely on a anonymous tip informant system, which has no checks and balances. And, you know, if you get a call like that, can you blame the police department? No. If you get a call like that there's a violent crime going on, someone's killing someone, there's mass shootings, are you going to laugh at it like a joke and say, oh, is this a prank call? Or you're going to take it seriously, especially in light of recent events where this has actually happened, okay? So you cannot fault law enforcement for reacting to the way that they do. In fact, I support the fact that they're taking it seriously. I want them to take it seriously, all right? But the problem is we have this digital age where you have people who can anonymously do this stuff and don't get in trouble for it, right? Or at least, as of right now, there's no reports. You know, I'm sure that, especially with that situation with the creatures, with the entire town getting evacuated, that this law enforcement are pretty much hot on the heels of whoever made the call. But the reason that I'm bringing all this up today, I actually was going to talk about this on Hate Live this Thursday, my podcast, and I am going to. But the reason that I'm bringing this up today is because I have gotten wind of the fact that a few people, it's not a lot of people, but a few people, incredibly immature kids, who don't like me, are in the process of or have been trying to plan to do this to me. To which I say, number one, why are you even bothering? Because I don't use face cam. You will see nothing. You will literally see nothing. You know? It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. It makes absolutely no sense that you would try to do it because you can't see it. It won't affect you at all. You will get nothing out of it. Zero. You'll see nothing on camera. All that will happen is you'll see a video and stream end. And then I'll come back a couple hours later and say, whoopity-doo, big deal. Number two, I live in a private gated community where we all have private security systems. Meaning if anything was to happen, the security system would go off and it alerts the local authorities. Immediately if someone makes an anonymous tip for a private community where we're all registered with the local police department, it won't matter anyway because they're going to call us. They have my number. They can call me first. Okay? Number three. Number three, my address is not public. I took many precautions when I moved here. In fact, one of the major reasons why I decided to move to Washington State to a private community is because I knew, trust me, I'm no dummy. You know, a lot of people may say I'm not good at games, but I'm no dummy when it comes to real life, okay? I very much knew that there were people who don't like me, who would like to see me either be hurt or, you know, other things. And being that I'm now living with my girlfriend, I knew that I had to take precautions to protect the both of us. So I moved to a place where my address is unlisted. You may think that you can find my address. You cannot. All right? Trust me, I've tried. I went online. I personally tried to see. It's all wrong, which is hilarious because there's real estate websites and stuff that are listing stuff that's all completely wrong. And it's funny because I know that people have been trying to find it. In fact, I have evidence. I actually have chat logs. I have screenshots. I know your screen names, and I know who you are. And in fact, I actually know the real name of one of the people. And, you know, I could be a dickhead and dox everyone right now, but that's not going to do anything positive for me. All I will say is that I know who you are. I know you've been using Google search and other things, Google Images, to try to find it. I know that you don't know what gated community I live in because I've never exposed it. And besides the fact, you don't know what unit I live in because I live in a gated community. And there's many people who live here, not just me, genius. So I just want to just make that clear, is that number one, you couldn't just find where I live. I took precautions. I'm unlisted. I'm not in the phone book. My real address is not on the internet. I've looked for it. It's not there. And number two, you'll get nothing out of it because I don't face cam. So you'll see nothing. It's a complete waste of time. Oh, and by the way, it is a felony. And I will, because today this did happen, I will be forwarding all the information that I have to my local authorities to let them know what is going on. so that if anyone ever does try to prank call anything in my name, the authorities will call me first, which I'm already on listing for that to happen, by the way. And I will let them know that it is a crime, it is a felony, it's someone pranking. And just as a little tidbit, just to make sure that you guys know that I'm not lying and I'm not making this up or joking. Individual by the name of really stupid Alucard Dracul or something like that is one of the people involved who's been trying to look up and find me on the internet to do this. So we're going to throw one name out there. I'm not going to go ahead and do everything, but just to show you that I'm serious and that I'm not making it up and that I didn't, I have your names. I have your information. So go right ahead and go to jail. I mean, if that's really what you want, you can have it. You can have it your way. You can go to jail as a felon. It doesn't matter how old you are. You will be prosecuted. Because prank calls to local police department that forces them to mobilize and take their resources away from their local stuff actually is a serious crime. And if you'd like to have that on your record just for the case of trying to do a prank that no one can see, wow, go for it, dude. If that's really what you want to do with your life. So anyway, I just had to talk about that. Obviously, I didn't want to. That's not the point of the stream today. Today we're trying out a new game. We're doing The Sims 4, which is something completely, that different from what I usually do. It's outside of my comfort zone. I've never played a Sims game before. My girlfriend Leanna was playing this game all last night. She played it from 9 p.m. till 2 in the morning. And so she's loving it, and she's playing it and enjoying it. I've never done this before, so for me this is going to be completely new and completely different. So I apologize that I, unfortunately, had to, stop the stream and kind of do this on pre-stream. And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate, but sometimes you have to because you have to take things seriously, right? And undoubtedly, this pre-stream is probably going to get a ton of views on YouTube because people will say, "Oh, Phil's talking about it, swatting, and blah blah blah, whatever." Really, I've just gotten it off my chest. That's really all I have to say about the subject. Do not even attempt it because it's just going to get you going to jail, and it's not going to affect me negatively in any way. That's why I moved to a private gated community where my address is, private. Duh. This isn't just a house on the street. The cops already have my information. If they get a report of a call, they're going to call me first. So you're wasting your time. Alright, so let's stop talking about that. And let's talk about The Sims 4, which I'll be playing today for roughly about 3.5 hours on my first stream here today. And the good news is I've already found out a way. To import the characters from my demo gameplay. If you guys watched in about mid-August, no, it was about early August. I think it was the first week of August. I got access to the demo for pre-ordering the game, and so I am able to import those characters and play with them. I guess some people have been speculating: is Phil going to create himself? What's the deal with that? I mean, eventually, yeah, I might. Eventually, that may be something that I look to do. Excuse me, but at the beginning here, I kind of want to simulate other people. You know what I mean? I want to simulate other people. I want to see what they're like in the game, right? And I want to see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know about the features. I don't know anything about it. I know that basically there have been additions. There's been things that have been taken out of the game. I guess from my perspective, I'm kind of in a unique perspective because unlike probably 99% of the people playing this game, I've never played a Sims game before. So I'm not going to know what's not in it and what's in it and say, oh, I missed this feature that used to be in it and this has changed. No, for me, it's going to be like playing a brand new, fresh game. And I don't even really know what the goal of the game is. I guess it's supposed to get a career going and love interest and all that. We'll have to see. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty much a Sims noob. So You have to understand that from that perspective as I play today, okay? That I'm not going to know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to be struggling with the interface, trying to find stuff or figure stuff out. And we'll go from there. So that's going to be my first stream today, just so everyone knows. Okay? My second stream tonight will be more Leighton versus Wright. And if you guys don't know, I have uploaded 5 new videos. Excuse me, I tweeted last night that it was 6. It's actually 5 new videos of Leighton versus Wright, and they did go live right as this stream was starting. So actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add those to the playlist because I didn't. Oops. I'll add those to the playlist while I'm talking during pre-stream here, and I'll fix that up for you. So for those of you who've been following Leighton versus Wright, and you want to be caught up for the stream tonight, this is going to get you caught up. Okay? These are the videos, the last of yesterday's videos. You might say, oh, but why didn't Phil upload them yesterday? Well, because if I uploaded any more than 12 or so videos of one game in one day, everyone would have screamed bloody murder. And, oh my god, he's uploading too much. So it is what it is. And so there you have it. That's going to be today. And probably more than likely tomorrow as well. It really depends on how much I like The Sims 4. A lot of people have been asking also, if and when will I be doing co-op with Panda Lee in this game? And the answer to that, quite honestly, is I will do it sometime this week. Right now I'm kind of shooting for Friday, I'm thinking. That may make sense, because what we'll do is I'll try to set up an area where she can sit next to me and we can do co-commentary and co-creation of characters and stuff. And we'll go from there, make ourselves or make a family, I don't know. But she obviously knows a hell of a lot more about the game than I do, and she'll know a lot more fun stuff about it. But, you know, me, I'm just doing it fresh, doing it live. And, oh, this is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got a troll in the chat who has posted a fake address that is not my address. So I'm going to go ahead and ban that idiot. And this is what I mean. This is what's going to happen. But I went online and I searched, and all the addresses online are wrong for me. So again, good try. It's not the right address. You're just going to get into trouble if you try to do anything. So, anyway. There you have it. Go ahead and send pizza to that address and do what you want, because that's not me. You're just going to piss some poor, unsuspecting citizen off. Idiots. Alright, so anyway, I think we should get started. Let's see what time it is, because this is the one annoying thing that I've noticed since I did this new setup for PC gaming. I don't have a clock in front of me. I don't have a working clock that's in front of me. I actually did have a clock, my old Dark Side Phil clock from Cafe Press from like 5 years ago. Unfortunately, the clock is broken. Even with the battery in it, the clock doesn't move. That was the clock I was going to use to tell time. I can't use my computer clock because the computer clock, in all Windows, you know, Microsoft is so smart. When you play a game full screen, the screen that goes full screen is the one that has the clock on it. So you can't see what time it is because the game is taking up that screen. My other screen doesn't have the clock on it, and there's no way to add the clock to my second monitor here because Windows didn't think that would be useful. And all my other clocks are behind me, so I have to constantly be looking over my shoulder. Oh, what time is it? What time is it? So it looks like it's 12:23 my time. And and so I'm going to have to basically kind of shoot from the hip with recording times to figure out when to start and stop stuff. So, all right, everybody. Without further ado, I think that it's time for us to get started with The Sims 4. One quick thing before we get started, I just want to say, warning, because there's a high chance that the volume settings are going to be horrible, okay? Horrible. They're going to be way off because every PC game I've ever played, the volume is completely different. We're going to have to adjust it in-game, so I'm going to jump into the game before we start recording, and we'll see if we can get the volume adjusted properly so you guys can hear me, but also you can hear the game. Okay? Sounds good? Is okay? Is that alright? Okay. Alright, so that is it for the pre-stream, everybody. Thanks for joining. And we're going to be doing this for For the very first time, see how it goes. And let's get started. Cool.